Hey everyone, welcome to Biology at your fingertips. So today in this video, I'm going to deal with the Neet 2024 Botany answer key. So let's get into the video. So your first question is, a transcription unit in DNA is defined primarily by three regions in DNA, and these are with respect to upstream and downstream end. So the correct option for this question would be option 3, that is promoter, structural gene and terminator. So the next question, identify the set of correct statements. The flowers of Valsinaria are colorful and produce nectar. The flowers of water lily are not pollinated by water. So this is a wrong statement. This is a correct statement. In most of the water pollinated species, the pollen grains are protected from wetting. So this is a correct statement. Pollen grains of some hydrophytes are long and ribbon-like. This is also a correct statement. In some hydrophytes, the pollen grains are carried passively inside water. This is also a correct statement. So the correct option would be option number 3, that is B, C, D and E only. So your next question, lecithin, a small molecular weight organic compound found in living tissues, is an example of. So this is a very easy question. So the answer for this question would be option number 1, that is phospholipids. Next, these are regarded as major causes of biodiversity loss. So overexploitation, then co-extinction, habitat loss and fragmentation. So the correct option would be option number 3, that is A, B and D only. So your next question, match list 1 with list 2. So Clostridium would be butyric acid, Saccharomyces would be ethanol, and Trichoderma cyclosporin and Streptococcus would be streptokinase. So your correct option is option number 2. So your next question, match list 1 with list 2. So Rhizopus would be bread mold, and then B would be smut fungus, then C is rust fungus, and agaricus is a mushroom. So your correct option would be option number 4, that is 3, 2, 4, 1. So your next question, the lactose present in growth medium of bacteria is transported to the cell by the action of. So the correct option would be option number 2, permease. So your next question, list of endangered species was released by. This is also a very easy question. So the option would be option number 3. Next, how many ATP and NADPH are required for every molecule of CO2 fixed? So the correct option would be option number 3. 3 molecules of ATP and 2 molecules of NADPH are required. So the next question, from this equation K indicates carrying capacity. Option number 2. Bulliform cells are responsible for. Option number 4, inward curling of leaves in monocot. So your next question will be, which one of the following is not a criteria for a classification of fungi? So the correct option would be option number 1, mode of nutrition. So your next question, tropical regions show greatest level of species richness because tropical latitudes have remained relatively undisturbed for millions of years. So this is a correct statement. Tropical environments are more seasonal. This is a wrong statement. More solar energy is available in tropics. Correct statement. Constant environments promote niche specialization. This is also a correct statement. tropical environments are constant and predictable. This is also a correct statement. So the correct option would be option number 4, A, C, D and E only. Now, which of the following is an example of actinomorphic flower? Actinomorphic flower, so the correct option would be option number 4, that is Datura. Next, identify the type of flower based on the position of the calyx and androecium with respect to the ovary. So this picture, both the pictures depict a single condition, that is perigynous. So your correct option would be option number 3, perigynous condition. So your next question, match list 1 with list 2. So nucleolus, active site for ribosomal RNA synthesis. So centriole would be cartwheel shape, leucoplast for storing nutrients, and Golgi apparatus for site of formation of glycolipids. So your correct option would be option number 4. So the next question, what is the fate of piece of DNA carrying only gene of interest which is transferred into an alien organism? So your correct option would be option number 2, that is B and C are correct statements. Your next question, Hindu 2 always cuts DNA molecules at particular point called recognition sequence. It consists of, so Hindu always cuts DNA molecules at 6 base pairs. So your correct option would be option number 1, 6 base pairs. So your next question, the cofactor of the enzyme carboxypeptidase. Carboxypeptidase would be option number 4, which is zinc. So your next question, which of the following are required for the dark reaction of photosynthesis? So CO2 is required, ATP is required, NADPH are required. So the correct option would be option number 2, that is C, D and E only. So your next question, the type of conservation in which threatened species are taken out from their natural habitat and placed in a special setting. So the correct or most appropriate answer for this question would be biodiversity conservation. So your next question, match list 1 with list 2. So 2 or more alternative forms of a gene would be an allele. Cross of F1 progeny with homozygous recessive parent would be a test cross. Then cross of F1 progeny with any of the parents would be back cross. Number of chromosome sets in a plant would be ploidy level. So your correct option is option number 2. Next question, formation of intervascular cambium from fully developed parenchyma cells is an example of. This is like your correct option would be option number 2, dedifferentiation. Next, spindle fibers attached to kinetochores. So spindle fibers attached to kinetochores of chromosomes during, the correct option would be option number 1, metaphase. Then your next question, in a plant, black seed color is dominant over white seed color. In order to find out the genotype of the black seed plant, with which of the following genotype will you cross it? So the correct option for this question would be option number 1. Your next question, a pink flowered snapdragon plant was crossed with a red flowered snapdragon plant. What type of phenotype is or are expected in the progeny? So the correct option would be option number 1, red flowered as well as pink flowered plants. So your next question, inhibition of succinic dehydrogenase enzyme by melanoate is a classical example of C. Again, this is an easy question. So the correct option for this question would be option number 2, competitive inhibition. Your next question, Bt toxins are insect specific group and coded by gene CRY1AC. This is a correct statement. Bt toxins act as inactive protoxin. So here active form due to acidic pH. No, it's not acidic pH, it is due to alkaline pH. So this is a wrong statement. So the correct option would be option number 2, which is statement 1 is true but statement 2 is false. So in next question, in the given figure, which component has thin outer walls and highly thickened inner walls? So the correct option would be option number 4, which is C. Next question, which one of the following can be explained on the basis of Mendel's law of dominance? So here your correct option would be option number 1, which is A, C, D and E statements are correct. So your next question, identify the part of seed from the given figure which is destined to form root when the seed germinates. See, this is a coleorhiza. So this is a radicle. So the correct option would be option number 2, which is radicle. Next, auxin is used by gardeners to prepare weed-free lawns, but no damage is caused to grass as auxin. So the correct option would be option number 2, does not affect mature monocotyledonous plants. So next question, chromosomes become gradually visible under light microscope during leptotin state. This is a correct statement. The beginning of diplotin stage is recognized by dissolution of synoptimal complex. This is also correct statement. So the option would be option number 4. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct. Next question, the capacity to generate a whole plant from any cell of the plant is called as totipotency. So this question is from tissue culture. So your next question, parenchyma is living but collenchyma is dead tissue. No, this is a wrong statement. Gymnosperms lack xylem vessels, but presence of xylem vessels is a characteristic of angiosperm. This is a correct statement. So your correct option would be option number 3. Statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true. So now let's move on to the section B. Spraying sugarcane crop with which of the following plant growth regulators increases the length of the stem? So this option number 1 would be correct, gibberellin. Now your second question, in C3 plants some oxygen binds to rubisco, hence CO2 fixation is decreased. This is a correct statement. In C4 plants, mesophyll cells show very little photorespiration while bundle sheath cells do not show photorespiration. This is a wrong statement. So the correct option would be option number 2. Statement 1 is true but 2 is false. So your next question, match list 1 and 2. So GLUT4 would be enables glucose transport and insulin is a hormone. Then trypsin is an enzyme. Collagen is an intercellular ground substance. So your correct option would be option number 4. Next question, read the following statements and choose the set of correct statements in the members of Phaeophyceae. So the correct answer for this question would be option number 2. Your next question, which of the following statement is correct regarding the process of replication in E. coli? So option number 3 would be correct. That is the DNA dependent DNA polymerase catalyzes polymerization in 5' 3' direction. So your next question would be, identify the step in tricarboxylic acid cycle which does not involve oxidation of substrate. So your correct option for this answer would be option number 2, succinyl-CoA and succinic acid. Next question, match list 1 with list 2. So Robert May, global species diversity. Alexander, species-area relationship, Paul Ehrlich, Rivet-Popo hypothesis, David Tillman, long-term ecosystem experiment. So your correct option would be option number 1. So your next question would be identify the correct description about the given figure. So it is option number 4. Wind pollinated plant inflorescence showing flowers with well exposed stamens. So your next question, in an ecosystem, if the NPP of the first trophic level is 100, what would be the GPP of the third trophic level of the same ecosystem? So your correct option for this question would be option number 2. So your next question, match list 1 and list 2. So rose is perigynous flower and P marginal placentation, cotton is twisted estivation, then mango is a drupe fruit. So the correct answer for this question would be option number 4. So your next question, match list 1 with list 2. Monoadelphus is China rose, Diadelphus is P, whereas Polyadelphus is citrus, Epiphyllus is lily. So the correct answer for this question would be option number 4. Your next question, which of the following are used in somatic hybridization? So this is like very easy question. So the correct option for this question would be option number 2. Next, match list 1 with list 2. Now Frederick Griffith's transformation principle, then Francis Jacob, which is Lacoperon, then Hargobin Khurana genetic code, Michelson and Stahl semi-conservative DNA mode. So the correct option would be option number 1. Your next question, the DNA present in chloroplast is circular and double stranded. So the correct option would be option number 1. Your next question, match list 1 with list 2. Citric acid cycle takes place in mitochondrial matrix. Glycolysis takes place in cytoplasm. Electron transport system takes place in inner mitochondrial membrane, whereas proton gradient takes place in intermembrane space of mitochondria. So the correct option for this question would be option number 1. So that's it guys. Then tomorrow I'll upload zoology answer key as well. Thanks for watching this video.